What is challenging about this video is that it will try to teach you in 5 minutes 5 different skills in manipulating data frames with Julia and R and comparing at the same time their similarities and differences. The first step is to load the IKEA dataset that our ladies load and play around with in the second video of their series Tidy Data from Zero to Hero. The dataset describes IKEA furniture items in Saudi Arabia and their prices in Saudi riyals. In R, you only need to load the Dataverse meta package that automatically loads a number of packages relevant to data wrangling and analysis, such as the readr package that includes the read_csv function. In our case, the CSV file is downloaded from GitHub and is stored as a data frame assigned to the IKEA variable. In Julia, we download the file from the source with a qualified use of the download function as it is part of the downloads package. As of Julia 1.6, the downloads package is a standard library of the base Julia and you need to load it before you use it. You would also need to load the DataFrames and the CSV packages to be able to read the downloaded CSV file as a data frame. To take an overview of IKEA, our ladies use the head function to get its first 6 rows. You can either use the functional form with head having IKEA as its argument, or the pipe functionality that is automatically included when Tidyverse is loaded. The pipe offers an intuitive way of thinking about the data analysis workflow. The IKEA data frame is passed forward as the first argument of any function that follows the pipe symbol. You could override the default 6 of head by adding an extra argument, but then you would need to add it within the parentheses. The function first in Julia corresponds to head, but by default returns the first row of IKEA. As for the piping, there are 4 ways of using pipes in Julia, as you can see. I will be using the chain.jl way, where a chain macro and a begin block are used. IKEA is passed forward to first, and it is no longer required to use parentheses, contrary to head. As with head, for overriding the default number of rows, you need to add parentheses, as I did here with 6. After loading the IKEA dataset, the first step that Julia and Müller from our ladies did in their second video was to drop the missing values. Using the drop_NA function, you can either drop all rows of a data frame that contain at least a single NA value in any of the columns, as I did here, which gave us back 1,899 out of the initial 3,694 rows, or it takes more than one argument to drop missing values from specific columns. In their example, they left out missing values from width and got back 3,105 rows. Julia has a special type for missing values called simply enough missing. The drop missing function corresponds to drop_NA. Using it without parentheses returns all the rows that have no missing value in any column. If you use any extra argument within parentheses, then you get back all rows that do not have any missing values on that specific column. Notice the column before the name of the variable. That signifies that the variable name can be used as a symbol in Julia. RStudio includes a tabular data viewer that you can invoke with the view function. This spreadsheet-style data viewer allows you to inspect data frames and other tabular data on a separate pane and even interact with it and do some basic data exploration. Here is how you can add it at the end of the piping code block of the previous short video to display the resulting data frame. VS Code offers a very similar experience with the function VS Code display in Julia. This function invokes VS Code's integrated table viewer that displays tabular data and allows a basic data exploration too. Using Tidyverse, the function rename renames one or more columns in a data frame. Rename takes pairs of variable names whose left part is the new variable name and right is the old variable name. The resulting data frame is displayed but is not preserved in memory, and therefore all changes will not pass to the IKEA data frame. To be able to use the resulting renamed data frame, you need to assign the whole piping sequence to a new variable. Julia's renaming function is called rename2. Within the parentheses, you include pairs of variable names with the opposite format, the new variable name on the right and the old variable name on the left. The main difference with R is that when you rename more than one variables, you need to specify a vector of new names on the right and a vector of the corresponding old names on the left, while the dot denotes the vectorized version of the pairing process. To apply changes to the initial IKEA, you only add an exclamation point to rename and not a new assignment.